If you're watching this video, it means you made it to the weekend. Happy Friday to you. Strategic Reserve updates. Gold, safe haven play. XRP, big news and price talk at the end, along with
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
your comments, because yeah, you, the viewer, matter most. So before we get up into the blob up on the screen, let's get to those words. Stephen White starts us off with some support for the channel. Thank you, Stephen. Says, gotta show some love, brother. Good luck in the race. That's right, I'm less than 24 hours away from starting my 24-hour race. That's a bit wordy, isn't it? Dustin Smith says, I think the SEC is waiting for Paul Atkins to officially start. It will hand him some fast wins and make him look like a hero. Talking about the regs and the Ripple case dismissal. Yeah, be nice. Let's get the man in. How long have we been waiting for these confirmation hearings? Dimitri says, do the race with the Starlink on your back and stream. Oh my gosh. I'm waiting for the race email because we're supposed to have torrential weather tomorrow, and hopefully they keep it going. Bitcoin sitting at 83,248. ETH is at 1897. BFB at 578. SOL 125. XRP at 230. We're going to talk price at the end, along with gold making another move. ADA 71 cents. Pi at 152. And Doge at what? 16.9. All right, strategic reserve updates first. So here's part of the problem we got. The strategic reserve right now has been set up as an executive order, meaning that the next president that comes in, no matter who it is, could sign an executive order to get rid of the strategic reserve. So we got to find ways to make it more permanent. Representative Byron Donalds introduces a bill to make Trump's strategic reserve permanent. Later today, the Florida Republican will introduce a bill to Congress that would prevent any future president from undoing the strategic Bitcoin reserve and stockpile that Trump ordered earlier this month. That's one of the big fears, because a lot of us are saying, okay, look, all this crypto stuff is happening, the regs, the this, all that stuff. But what happens if the next administration isn't a fan of it? Well, that's why you got to go through Congress to make stuff more permanent. If passed, the legislation would stop any future administration from selling off or dismantling the 200,000 Bitcoins that the government has right now in their seized asset wallet. The bill needs 60 votes in the Senate, which means we would need some Democrats to vote yes for that. When the vote happens, I'll share it with you. But it's not impossible as it sounds, seeing as the crypto policies have gained bipartisan support, which is true. We have definitely seen bipartisan support with crypto. In fact, we saw 4 people from the Senate Banking Committee yesterday upvote it and move the Stablecoin Act to the floor. Yeah, that's big. In fact, there wasn't anyone out there helping out Pocahontas Senator Warren. Says we've got more lawmakers now open to backing policies that encourage crypto adoption instead of fighting it. And Donalds has made it clear that he wants Congress to go all in. For years, Democrats waged war on crypto. Now it's time for the congressional Republicans to decisively end this war. But my guy, you're still going to need some votes from the Democrats. But we've seen, right, the super PACs were successful in getting Republicans and Democrats in. And in fact, we've seen a lot of Democratic support lately for crypto. So maybe the whole voting thing actually worked. Gold passes 3,000. What's next for the commodity? Speaking of commodity, we're going to be talking XRP price here soon. Like what I did there with the commodity. The ongoing trade dispute between the United States and the EU has intensified, fueling market anxiety. Hopefully, though, we get some relief with some inflation stuff, and we get a little bit of ceasefire agreement. That'd be nice. After the EU retaliated against the U.S. steel and aluminum tariffs by imposing a 50% tax on American whiskey, Trump threatened to impose a 200% tariff on European wine and spirit imports. I like my Cali wine anyways. The escalating standoff has raised fears of higher consumer prices and economic instability. All right, so because of that, right, because of all this economic unknown going on, right, the trade wars, tariffs, players are flocking to safe haven assets. BTC is considered the safe haven asset in the crypto world. Gold is considered the safe haven asset of the entire world. So the fact that gold just keeps on going up, up, and up means what, everyone? It means that people are in fear of that change right now. There's no stability in the market. The central bank, we're talking about Jerome Powell, is expected to hold interest rates steady at 4.25 to 4.50 on its March 19th meeting. But speculation is growing with a potential rate cut in May. I doubt it. I really freaking doubt we're going to get a rate cut in May. We would need one really, really good CPI data report in order to get us there. Possibly even 2 to get us there. Now, let's keep going, okay? SEC considers labeling XRP a commodity as high-profile enforcement case against Ripple nears conclusion. The only problem with the commodity thing is it kind of messes us up with some of those future potential tax breaks. Remember the whole, oh, no tax for crypto thing? That'd be pretty hard to do as a commodity because you do pay the taxes on the commodities. Citing two well-placed sources familiar with the matter, Fox Business journalist Eleanor Tourette said that, guess what? They're wrapping it up. They're just trying to figure out some deets. One of those deets being no penalty at all. No $125 million penalty, and XRP being classified as a commodity just like ETH was. So given the golden pass, but just a few years later. Over the past couple of weeks, the SEC has abandoned numerous lawsuits against crypto companies without a slap on the wrist. Coinbase, Gemini, Robinhood, Uniswap, Kraken, OpenSea, and others. However, the SEC Ripple case remains open. Part of that has to do with the deadline for the next date for court. It's got a few weeks until we hit it, and because they're in the appeal process. According to Eleanor Tourette's March 12 post, the lawsuit is in the process of wrapping up as they negotiate details of the ruling. Sources told Fox that the Ripple's legal team is trying to renegotiate parts of the landmark ruling. In fact, getting rid of the $125 million penalty. By the way, remember, Gensler asked for a $2 billion penalty. My, how things are different. All right, BTC still dominant right now, meaning it's holding its store value play better than the rest of crypto, with a 15 out of 100 right now saying, hey, it's BTC dominant. Market cap is still below where we were before the strategic reserve stuff was announced. And remember, the strategic reserve could be temporary if we don't get congressional approval. That's not good because we don't want all of this progress being undone by the next administration. Now, swinging it on over to XRP, what are we looking at? We're sitting at 230 right now. Volume right around $5 billion. Over the 7 days for XRP, yeah, we're down a little bit, 8.28%. But the main key with XRP right now is the case. If they're going to label it as a commodity, that'd be great because that would give the XRP fans what we wanted. Future protection against SEC overreach, because the SEC wouldn't be regulating XRP. Now, in terms of juicy price action, let's be real here. We need some macros to improve. We need some case resolution. We need some ETF action. And yeah, yesterday I gave you the dates for the ETF action. 240 days max from yesterday's video, which means we'd still get it done before the end of the year, but you're going to get XRP ETFs at staggered times. Now, in terms of the candlesticks, let's take a look and take a 15-minute view of those things, because if you need more than 15 minutes, you're doing something wrong. All right, pump and dump from the strategic reserve, right? We saw that right here. This can come back. We can come back to juicy prices if we get better news on the strategic reserve and if we can make it permanent. We zoom out a little bit more and you're like, okay, macro uncertainty. We got some gold stealing some thunder from the markets. But with all that in mind, we're still at 230 for XRP. You zoom out to the 1 day on the candlestick and you're like, oh, okay, this is freaking awesome. Because we are way higher than where we've been. In fact, some of the previous pumperonis with XRP, we're not even close to that on the radar. Zoom out and some of the biggest action we've got from 2021, we're still way above that action right now. So yeah, it's frustrating we're not above $3. Yeah, it's frustrating that we're not at $4. But you know what? We're well above the 30 to 50 cent bullshit zone that we were living in from mid-2022 through most of 2024. So I get the frustration, but we still got to figure out the regs. We still got to figure out the case. We got to get those ETFs going. And I'll be honest with you, the government is moving slower than a lot of us would like, but faster than expected if you compare it to previous regimes. You know, I brought up the gold stuff because when you pay attention in the gold market, it gives you a really good indication of what the entire globe is feeling. So if gold is roaring, it means there's a lot of uncertainty in the market right now. It means that players are going to safe, boring stuff like the shiny stuff. Crypto, the opposite is safe and boring. It's risky and super volatile. So it makes sense, right? If the safe and boring stuff is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, well, the risky and volatile stuff is probably not. And that makes sense. So what the gold market is telling us right now is that we have to fix a lot of issues that's going on right now economically and with turmoil across the globe, right? We got to work on the tariff stuff. It's going to take time. Macros in terms of inflation are going to take time. Rates are going to take time to come back down. In fact, I have seen some of the latest estimates saying if we're lucky, we'll get 2 rate cuts this year, most likely only 1. So yeah, rates would be higher for longer, which means we're going to be paying a lot more interest on everything. Car loans, home loans, credit cards, home equity lines of credit, business expansion loans, and so forth. And when all those loans cost more money because of interest, it means you got less money to buy crypto, which means the retail segment of the crypto market doesn't have as much dry powder. And then the institutional part of the market, well, they're dumping into gold because they're playing the safe haven bet. So we get a few things fixed, and that could turn the crypto markets right around, along with passing stuff through the House and Senate to make the strategic reserve permanent. Now, I'll be honest with you. The strategic reserve right now is just a big poop sandwich. Basically, what the strategic reserve is saying is this. We own crypto, but we're going to put it over here in the strategic reserve pile. They're not adding to it as of now. They're just basically trying to protect what they already have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my Pokemon from my right hand to my left hand. Left hand is strategic reserve. Right hand is my personal stash. So I'm going to take my personal stash Pokemon and I'm going to put it in the strategic reserve pile. Yeah, that's basically what the government did, and that's why you got a big nothing burger, a big pumperoni dumperoni with the strategic reserve news. Now, as news breaks, I'll share it with you. Tomorrow, Saturday, I probably won't be sharing news with you because I'm going to be racing. Hopefully the weather holds out. I'm supposed to do 100 miles in 24 hours. I have 15 minutes to do a 1.05 mile loop. If I finish that loop in 13 minutes, I get 2 minutes to chill out. Change my shoes, drink some water, electrolytes, have some food. Now, if I finish in 14 minutes and 30 seconds, it only gives me 30 seconds until the next lap starts to go again. So if it's raining and you got to change your shoes and socks and clothes, well, you better knock those laps out faster. And if you have to go to the bathroom, well, guess what? That just eats away at the time you have. This is a race about enduring pain and strategy. 24 hours, 100 miles. Let's hope it happens. Choo-choo, bitches.